chose to get off all narcotics, all medicine, everything.
So just take a couple of minutes to kind of arrive. All right, so take a breath.
I'm old redneck, South Louisiana boy, just old hillbilly, you know? I don't believe in that stuff. You know, Eastern medicine, anybody else would laugh, you know? I'd be like, what is that, boy? Hold my beer while I shoot this gator, you know? But decided to give it a shot. So we're gonna open up some chi.
We're gonna open up some chi. It's a good way to think of it.
Wow. That's the way I like to look at it. Because of this program that's here. Do yoga.
I'm just gonna go ahead and put the last one in.
I meditate. And it has opened up a whole new world for me.
How will you leave these in for about 5-7 minutes, something like that, okay?
Roger that. It's wonderful.
A new study finds a growing number of combat veterans are battling mental illness, but many are finding it difficult to get the help they need.
Post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD, it's an individual's reaction to the exposures and experiences of war. War is hell. It's always hell.
So you pick your spot.
Soldiers know if they go to war and they get a leg blown off, your medic is going to take care of you. And the same thing needs to apply that if you have post-traumatic stress, invisible as it is, it's just as significant as a bullet wound to the head or chest.
The first thing I'd like to do is teach you a breathing exercise with a targeted effect on post-traumatic stress. All right, so inhale, exhale.
Catching it very, very early after their exposure and allowing them to process that is so critical in the long-term recovery.
Release the breath in a smooth, even stream out. Okay, so let's go into our meditation practice.
Meditation is scary sometimes. Sometimes when you go to bad places in your head.
I will be at your side should anything challenging come up for you.
That's a healing process because you're not bottling up. It's going to a different section in your mind to where you can start processing it.
So feel yourself there in your safe place. And remember that you can return to this place at any time during the meditation. Let go of thinking, drop back in awareness, and notice how a thought may show up, seemingly out of nowhere, or an image may show up and then disappear. And feel yourself observing all these constantly changing sensations and thoughts and feelings. Recognize that you are this spacious, welcoming, open awareness. No matter what thought, no matter what feeling, no matter what sensation or circumstance happens to arise. Your arms heavy, your legs heavy. You're good, you're good.
Mm-hmm.
Done some sweating. You've done some sweating.
I was on Prazosin just for nightmares. Meditation takes the place of that.
Notice where you are in the room, the people around.
The pain, it's hard, you know? It's really hard. You gotta push through it. But this program has just inspired me to press forward. The medication depresses you. It makes you think that is all you're ever going to be in.
We'll end the practice today with the completing statements. May everyone be well. May everyone be healthy. May everyone be happy.
If the military is able to successfully integrate acupuncture, meditation, and mind-body, yoga, then we'll find that the culture at large will learn how to adopt it, and it will have a transformative effect on our healthcare system.
Ready?
The limitations of high-tech medicine have never been clearer. At the same time that the power of these simple, low-tech, low-cost interventions is also becoming clearer. We could do 1,000 studies with 1 million patients. It would always remain on the fringes. It's all about the Benjamins, as the rappers would say. It's all about the reimbursement. If we can change reimbursement, it's a game changer. We change medical practice and we change medical education. Trying to get Medicare to cover the heart disease program has been by far the hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life. Most insurance companies will follow Medicare's lead. So I realized that Medicare is the Rosetta Stone. If we get Medicare to cover it, then everyone else will cover it. And if everyone covers it, then it becomes a standard of care. Well, I wanted to bring you up to date on our progress. We've been making a lot. Medicare finally is going to cover our reversing heart disease program. That was 16 years in the making, as you know. It's not like there's one lifestyle program for heart disease and another one for diabetes, another one for changing your gene expression, another one for prostate cancer. It's essentially the same program. It's just a question of the degree that people are willing to make these changes.
That's the key point, Dean. People, so to speak, have a constitutional right to be foolish. I mean, we have to respect that.
If we're really talking about true freedom of choice, they already pay for the drugs and surgery. What we also want them to pay for are for those people who are motivated and who want to change, to give them the support that they need in order to be able to do that.
That's probably too logical for the federal government to pick up on immediately, but we didn't get into this situation with so many Americans obese, with this level of juvenile diabetes by accident. We got into it because there were a whole host of policies that led us down this path to sick care rather than the focus on prevention and wellness.
Now that Medicare is going to cover the heart disease program, the next step will be type 2 diabetes. Half of Americans will be diabetic or pre-diabetic in the next 10 years. Half. If we can prevent that and even reverse it, that's how we're going to make true health care and not just sick care available at a time when the medical system is so badly broken.
One company has figured out how to lower healthcare costs by more than 40%. It's an idea that's received national attention.
Following the example of places like Safeway.
The Safeway supermarket chain looked for a way to rein in spiraling premiums and hit on what seems to be a win-win solution.
In 2005, we had $1 billion healthcare bill rising at the rate of $100 million a year.
These are the costs of all of our drugs in order. So diabetics are the number one cost of prescriptions. You can see how many scripts in the average script.
What we discovered was that 70% of healthcare costs are driven by people's behaviors.
At my heaviest, I was over 200 pounds. I'd have my pizza, I'd have my comics, I'd have my DVDs, and that was the weekend.
You realize one day, wow, I haven't worked out, I haven't exercised, and, you kind of get busy, and it's the last thing that you're really concerned about.
I was chronically coming down with colds, and I knew that there was a history of cancer in my family, and diabetes, heart disease. I was a walking dead man.
Now, as a business guy, I thought if we could influence behavior of our 200,000 person workforce, we could have a material effect on healthcare costs. The easiest starting point was in a 30,000 non-union workforce. And I believe that within 4 years, all of our employees will get this kind of health care plan. All Americans have accepted for 50 or more years in the automobile insurance industry that driving record dictates premium. And all insurance companies are saying is your behavior should drive the premium. And healthcare doesn't need to be immune to that. So we provide incentives for people to engage in healthier behavior. Our healthcare premium starts here, and if you have a body mass index less than 30, you get a discount. If they are a confirmed non-smoker, we give them a discount. If you have cholesterol under control, a discount. Blood pressure under control, a discount. And so behavior becomes a form of currency for people to accomplish their lifestyle changes.
Without the financial incentives, there's no way I could have gotten to the point that I am now. It's saving literally thousands of dollars over the past few years by being healthier.
Are we ready to roll?
Yes, we are.
All right.
I never was a runner before I started with Safeway Running Group. Little by little, as we were here in the gym, they just kind of drafted us in, and we've been running ever since.
All we did was facilitate smart choices for people and develop this culture of health and fitness.
You bike to work today?
I did yesterday.
All right.
I'm going to do it again on Friday.
All right. If you talk to the employees around here that have lost 35, 50, 60, 100 pounds, they will tell you without a doubt they have a better quality of life.
For a long period of time, I was hiding. I had a full beard. I had dreads down to my waist. I was shutting down emotionally. I don't only have a second chance, I have the greatest chance. Because I have a chance to make my next 50 years better than my last 50 years. It's still a struggle. When I'm running and it's a hot day and I feel like giving up, it never fails. I'll look up and I'll see a person who's overweight across the street. My first thought is, that's why I'm running. Because I know what that person was like. It used to be me.
We have a salmon steamer basket. Right up.
You can't say you're interested in a culture of health and fitness without providing a first-class gym. You can't have a cafeteria that doesn't have calorie counts on it. Our approach here is completely holistic.
Safeway's healthcare costs have remained flat compared to a 40% jump for most other companies.
30% of our smokers have quit. 21% of our obese population are no longer obese. And Safeway employees will be less of a burden on the Medicare of the future because they have adopted to this culture of health and fitness. You allow and encourage your employees to become healthier. They become more productive. Your company becomes more competitive. I mean, I can't think of a single negative in doing this. If I'm frustrated by anything, it's that more of the nation hasn't adopted this.
Safeway Corporation, they've actually been able to bend the cost curve. Those are the kind of things that would actually have an impact.
Making money and doing good in the world are not mutually exclusive.
I lost about 120 pounds over the course of 3 years. Even if I lose 30 more pounds, which probably is my ultimate target, I'm not going to stop doing this. My energy level is up. All my health issues have gone away. And it's nice to know that I've got a long time to spend with my family, and I'm going to get to see my son grow older and go to college and all that fun stuff.
If we really can, public and private side, begin to migrate payment from paying for volume, paying for how much you do, to paying for outcomes, paying for how well you do, how well the patient does, that will change the game. People start to say, well, now the money is in health and well-being and safety and vitality, not in more. There are answers. We know what safe care looks like. It's not just we know it, we actually can go and visit it. You can visit a hospital that stopped infections. You can visit a hospital that's ending waste slowly, but doing it. You can visit systems that coordinate care nearly perfectly.
The Cleveland Clinic was founded by 4 physicians, and they realized they did better working as a team than they did as individual practitioners. And they formed a group practice. They decided that they would pay themselves a salary, and the money that was left over would go back into growing the organization. And that model has continued to this day. We're all salaried, so the decision on what we do for a patient is dependent upon what the patient needs, not on our financial incentives. 6 years ago, before I became CEO, I was sitting down saying, what profession am I in? And I said, well, I'm a healthcare profession. And then I stopped to think, I've never looked after a healthy person. And maybe it would be easier to take care of people and keep them from getting sick before they actually did get sick.
How are you? Hi, how are you?
You know how people say it takes a village to raise a child? It takes a village to make an unhealthy patient healthy. It really does. She needs a follow-up with me in 3 months with an echo before. People with chronic disease who come in and out of hospitals, bounce in and out of ERs, that's what they need. Someone to really take an interest, hold them accountable, and then talk to them, you know, on a weekly basis. Sometimes we were talking to Yvonne on a daily basis. That requires so much work, but we do it because we're committed to having her stay out of the hospital, committed to her living longer and better.
You know, DVT and pulmonary emboli. We've just created a completely different system here, and the actual cost for care here is among the lowest in the country. And yet the outcomes, the survival rates, are at the highest levels. We don't have to spend ourselves into poverty on healthcare. We just have to do it differently.
It's really easy to find articles or speeches 30 years ago in which leaders were calling for change, unsustainable costs, problems in outcomes and quality. But I think the economic imperatives are much stronger now. We're dealing with the health of the nation when we deal with waste in healthcare.
We only give lip service to prevention, and we have to ask why as a society we are not working to prevent disease and to promote health, and how do we shift this huge enterprise of disease intervention in that direction.
We need to change the nature of medicine, and I hope our new generation of health professionals will catalyze the social movement that's necessary, and enough people get aroused enough about the situation and see it for what it is, and then start some kind of grassroots movement to change the political balance of power.
What I'm arguing for is not to make things tough on industry. It's to make things safe for patients, putting patients first. We have a motto in medicine, primum non nocere. In Latin, it means, above all, do no harm.
If I think about what healthcare could be like, it would have a lot more care in it. It would be a very different system that probably would be less high-tech and more high-touch. We have a lot more power over how healthy we are than we are willing to take credit for or willing to take responsibility for. And that's part of what a really great healthcare system would do. It would empower patients.
It's so frustrating to know how high the risks are and how easy the answers are. The answer's among us, and only by accepting the fact that the American healthcare system is badly broken and that the status quo isn't working, that is bankrupting our nation, will we be able to seek out the escape fires, the potential solutions, and create a sustainable and patient-centered system for the future.
There's the paper. That's every single signature that says that you're good to go to get out of Walter Reed and move on with my travel. Right there. Going back home. Home of the Infantry Division, Airborne Air Assault. Can't wait to be there. See you, dude. Don't need you. Don't need needed you. Never needed you. They didn't foresee me even trying to walk yet, but I'm doing it. Maintaining my pain. Not having to eat all these pills. It's been a wild ride. Still not over, but it's better from Germany, I promise you that. Look at this. It's a happy time in my life right now. I'm so excited just to finally leave this hospital. This place actually gave me the tools to put in my tool bag so I can go back and still continue my process of healing and recovery. Boy from Campbell. See you soon. I know it. I feel like I'm changing. Thank you so much. I'm not changed, but I'm changing.